Hello students, in this session you are going to learn 12th standard computer science 4th chapter algorithmic strategies. The main concept you are going to learn in this session sorting techniques, bubble sort algorithm, selection sort algorithm, insertion sort algorithm and dynamic programming with Fibonacci series. What do you mean by sorting techniques? By using these sorting techniques, you can make the sorted list of the array, which means arrange the elements in the sorting order from the unsorted subarray. Okay, or you can say in ascending order. So, what are the three types of sorting techniques? Bubble sort algorithm, selection sort algorithm, insertion sort algorithm. Let us discuss them one by one. Okay, what is bubble sort algorithm? This bubble sort algorithm is also known as comparison sort algorithm. Okay, so why we are using this algorithm? Because the elements of the array is given in the unsorted order. Bubble sort algorithm is used to sort that array elements. Okay, this is a simple algorithm. It is also known as comparison sort algorithm. Bubble sort compare each pair of adjacent elements and swaps them if they are in unsorted order. Okay, if they are in the unsorted order, it interchange them. Okay, so it starts from the beginning of the array. So let us see. So this is an array. Collection of elements are stored in this array, but the elements are not arranged in the correct order. So we have to arrange these elements in the correct order. So what you will do? You first start with the first element. Okay. So this is the first element. Compare the current element with the next element. Compare the current element with the next element of the array. Which one is the current element? 10. So it compare this current element with the next element. Next element is 5. So compare these elements. If the current element is greater than the next element of array, swap that elements. Because 10 is greater than 5. So you have to interchange that values. Okay. But if the current element is less than the next element, no need to swap them. Okay. So next you have to take the next two elements and compare them. Okay. After that, check the elements are sorted or not. If the elements are not sorted, again repeat the same procedure from the beginning. Okay. So again and again repeat the same process until all the elements sorted in that array. This is the pseudocode of the bubble sort algorithm. So let us see one example. Some elements are given in the unsorted order. We have to arrange elements in the ascending order using bubble sort algorithm. Okay. Now we have to start with the first element. Okay. This is our current element. This is our next element. So compare these two values first. Okay. 15 is greater than 11. If this current element is greater than the next element of the array, swap them. Okay. If the current element is less than the next element, no need to swap them. So this is the current element. It is greater than the next element. So we have to swap them. Interchange that values. Okay. 11, 15. So next value is what? These two. Okay. So compare these two values. 50 is less than 16. Okay. So no need to swap them because the current element is less than the next element. Next, take these two elements. Okay. So compare. This is the current element. This is the next element. So current element is greater than the next element. So you have to swap them. Interchange them. Okay. Next two elements. The 16 is current element. This 14 is next element. Current element is greater than the next element. So 16 is greater than 14. So you have to swap them. 11, 15, 12. So exchange these values. 14, 16 and 13. Now you have to take next two values. Okay. You have to compare these values. This is the current value. This is the next value. So compare them. 16 is greater than the next element. You have to swap them. See here, we are not still completely sorting because these elements are not sorted till now. So now again we are going to start from the first element. Okay. So this is called first iteration. You can say it as first iteration or pass one. You can see here after completion of first iteration, First element has bubbled its correct position. This element is also bubbled at the correct position. Okay. And this last element, largest value, is also bubbled in its right position. But some elements are still in the unsorted order. So now we are going to start from the beginning again. Okay. We are going to take this array. Okay. Check first two elements. Current element is less than next element, so no need to swap them. So next compare these two elements. Compare them. 15 is greater than 12. Okay, current element is greater than the next element, so you have to swap them. Next take these two elements. This is the current element, this is the next element. So current element is greater than the next element, so swap them. Okay, so next compare next two elements. Okay, 15 is greater than 13. Okay, current element is greater than the next element, so swap them. Now select these two elements. This 15 is less than 16. Okay, current element is less than the next element, so no need to swap them. See here, these elements are not sorted till now. Okay, this is our second iteration, but we are not still complete the sorting. So now again we are going to start from the first element. Okay, now you take this array 11, 12, 14, 13, 15, 16. So start from the beginning. Select these two elements. 11 is less than 12. Current element is less than next element, so no need to swap them. So now you have to select these two elements. Okay, 12 is less than 14, so the current element is less than 14, so no need to interchange. So next take these two elements. Compare 14 and 13. Which one is greater? 14 is greater than 13, so the current element is greater than the next element, so swap these elements. Next select these two elements. Compare these two elements. 14 is less than 15, so no need to swap. Okay, next select these two elements. 15 is less than 16, so no need to swap. This is the third iteration. Okay, third pass. So in our third iteration we have completed our sorting process. Now all the elements are bubbled in its correct position. You can see here these elements are sorted. Okay, these elements are sorted in the ascending order: 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This bubble sort algorithm is very slow and less efficient when comparing other sorting techniques. So this is about bubble sort algorithm. Coming to the next sorting technique, selection sort algorithm. Selection sort algorithm is a simple sorting algorithm. It provides better performance than the bubble sort algorithm, which means in bubble sort algorithm we have to swap the elements many times for one iteration, but here you have to make only one exchange for every iteration. So the selection sort algorithm selects the smallest element and swaps that element into the right place for every pass. Every pass means every iteration, which means in each pass of the selection sort, the smallest element is selected from the unsorted subarray and exchanged with the element at the beginning of the unsorted list. See here, this is an array, collection of unsorted elements stored in this array. Start from the first element. Okay, this is the first element, 10. The index position of first element is 0, next 1, 2, 3, 4. The first element is what? 10. So we have to start from the first element, and next search the smallest element in the array and replace it with the element in the first position. See here, these elements are arranged in unsorted order. Okay, now we have to arrange these elements in sorted order using selection sort algorithm. Okay, find the smallest element. Smallest element is what? 4. Okay, this is the smallest element, so you have to replace it with the element in the first position. This is called pass 1. Pass 1 means first iteration, or you can say this is first iteration. Okay, so next leave this element because this element is present in its right position. Okay, so you have to leave this element. Next take this elements. Okay, this is the sorted element, these are the unsorted elements. Check this 4 elements. Okay, which element is smallest element? 6. Okay, So you have to exchange this 6 in second position and exchange this 20 here. Next, leave these 2 elements. Take next 3 elements. Okay. See here. Now move on to the next element position and look the smallest element present in the subarray. This is repeated until the array is completely sorted. So it will continue until the entire array is sorted in the respective order. Okay. So let us see one example. Then you clearly understand about the selection sort algorithm. Okay. Let us see that. Now take some unsorted elements. Now we are going to arrange these elements in sorted order using selection sort algorithm. Okay. So now let us write the initial array 13, 16, 11, 18, 14, 15. This is the first element. Okay. This first element is stored in 0th position. This is first position, second, third, fourth, fifth. Now you have to start from the first element. Exchange this first element with the smallest number. Okay. Which one is smallest number? This is the smallest number. 11. Okay. 11 is the smallest number. So you have to exchange these elements. So this is the first pass. Or you can say this first iteration. Okay. Now this element is in the right position. So this is sorted element. These are unsorted elements. Now you have to leave this element because this is sorted element. So you concentrate on these elements. Okay. Check the next smallest number. 13. Okay. This is the next smallest. So you have to exchange. This is the second pass. Second iteration. So now these 2 elements are in sorted order. But these are unsorted elements. So now you leave these 2 elements. Focus on the unsorted elements. Okay. So which one is the smallest element here? 14. So exchange it. So this is the third pass. So now these 3 elements are sorted. Okay. So now leave these 3 elements. Take these elements only. Find which number is smallest. This is. So bring this 15 here. Bring this 18 here. Okay. So this is the pass 4. So now these elements are sorted. So now check these 2 elements. Which one is smallest? 16. 16 is present in its correct position. Okay. So no need to exchange. So in fifth pass, write the sorted elements. 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. So finally at the end of fifth pass, we got the sorted elements of array. So this is the way you have to do the selection sort. Okay. Let us see next sorting technique. Insertion sort algorithm. This insertion sort algorithm is a simple algorithm. Okay. It takes elements one by one from the unsorted list and insert that elements in their correct position in the sorted list. Okay. So it takes elements from the list one by one and inserting that elements in their correct position into a new sorted list. Okay. So this insertion sort algorithm takes the elements from the unsorted list one by one and insert that elements at its correct position in the sorted list. Okay. So let us see the pseudocode. If it is the first element, it is already sorted. See here, this is the unsorted array. In this array, if it is first element, it is already sorted. Okay. Let us assume this first element is a sorted element. Okay. So these are unsorted elements. So if it is first element, then it is already sorted. Okay. So this element is sorted because this is first element. Okay. So it is already sorted. In second point, pick the next element. Okay. Pick the next element. So take the next element. Okay. Which element? 2. This is the next element. Compare with all elements in the sorted sublist. So this element is sorted. These elements are not sorted. Okay, unsorted elements. So compare this second element with all elements in this sorted sublist. Sorted sublist means what? This number. Okay. So compare these 2 elements. Okay. So which one is greater? This 5. Which one is smaller? 2. So you have to insert this 2 here in the sorted list. Okay. Because 5 is greater than 2. So you have to insert this 2 here. Okay. See the next point. Shift all the elements at its correct position in the sorted sublist. Okay. First take the elements from the unsorted sublist and compare that element with the sorted elements and place that element its correct position in the sorted sublist. Okay. Insert next element 3. Okay. You have to insert this element in the sorted list here. Okay. Next take next element and insert that element in the sorted array at its correct position. Repeat the same procedure until all the elements in a list is sorted. Okay. So let us see one example. Then you clearly understand about the insertion sort algorithm. Take some elements. These are unsorted elements. You have to arrange these elements in ascending order, which means in sorting order using insertion sort algorithm. So let us see that. Okay. So in insertion sort algorithm, you have to insert the element one by one. Okay. Now let us assume the first element is 44. This first element is now sorted. Okay. Let us assume this 44 is a sorted list of item. Okay. Next write the remaining elements. So this is the pass 1, which means this is the iteration 1. Okay. So after pass 1, you have to insert the second element. What is the second element? 16. So insert 16. Compare this 44 and 16. Which one is greater? 44 is greater. So you have to write this 16 here and shift this element here. Okay. So now these are the sorted elements and the remaining elements are unsorted. Okay. This is the pass 2. After pass 2, insert next element 83. So compare these three values. Which one is higher? This is, so write 16, 44 and 83. Next write the remaining elements. So this is the pass 3. So after pass 3, insert next element. What? 7. So compare which one is smaller. 7. Okay. 7 here and shift other elements. Here 16, here 44, here 83. So this is the pass 4. Okay. After pass 4, insert the next element. Okay, 67. This 67 is greater than 44 and smaller than 83. So this will come here. Okay. So we have to write 7, 16, 44 and next this 67 and 83. So this is the pass 5. So after pass 5, insert next element. Next element is what? 21. So compare this 21 with the sorted elements. 21 is greater than the 16 and smaller than 44. Okay. So you have to insert this 21 between these two elements. Okay. So write 7, 16, next 21, next 44, 67, 83. So this is the pass 6. So after pass 6, insert next element, that is 34. So compare this 34 with these elements. This 34 is greater than 21 and smaller than 44. So you have to insert here. Okay. So 7, 16, 21 and 34, 44, 67, 83. And write the remaining elements 45 and 10. So this is the pass 7. After this pass 7, insert next element. Which one is next element? 45. So compare this 45 with the sorted elements. This 45 is greater than 44. So you have to insert this 45 here. Okay. 7, 16, 21, 34, 44. Next this 45. Next 67. 83. Remaining element is 10. This is the 8th pass. Okay. After pass 8, insert next number. So now you have to insert 10. So 10 is greater than 7 and smaller than 16. So you have to insert 10 between 7 and 16. Okay. So 7, 10 and next 16, 21, 34, 44, 45, 67, 83. So now you can see here all the elements are arranged in the sorting order. Finally we got the sorted array. Okay. See here, this algorithm uses n-1 number of passes to get the final sorted list. N-1 means what? N means number of total elements. Number of total elements is what? See here, number of elements 9, that is n. So n minus 1 means 9 minus 1 8. So we have to complete n minus 1 number of passes to get the final sorted array. Okay, here n minus 1 means 8. So you can see here after completing pass 8 we got the sorted array. Okay, n minus 1 passes, which means 8 passes. So after 8 passes, after 8 iterations, we got the final sorted array. So this is about insertion sort algorithm. Coming to the last topic in the chapter, algorithmic strategy, that is dynamic programming. So what do you mean by dynamic programming? This dynamic programming is mainly used for designing algorithms. So it is called as algorithmic design method. Okay. This dynamic programming is similar to divide and conquer algorithm, which means it breaks down the complex problem into smaller subproblems. So it is similar to divide and conquer algorithm. So let us see the steps one by one. Okay. This dynamic programming divides the complex problem into smaller subproblems. Okay, it breaks down the complex problem into smaller subproblems. See here, suppose a big problem is there. Whenever this problem is divided into smaller subproblems, then we can choose this dynamic programming. Okay, so the given problem is divided into smaller subproblems. Okay, second point, find the optimum solution to these subproblems. So you have to solve each subproblems and find out the solution to these subproblems, which means optimum solution. So you call it as optimization problem. Okay. So whenever the optimization problem is there, you can follow the dynamic programming approach. Next point, store the results of subproblems. This is called memorization. What do you mean by memorization? The complex problem is divided into smaller subproblems, each subproblem having one solution. Storing that solutions of subproblems is called memorization. Memorization is an optimization technique. It is used to store the results of subproblems and reuse that results when the same inputs occur again and again. Okay, so it is called memorization. We can reuse that result of subproblems. Why we are reusing the results of subproblems? Because if the same subproblem comes again and again, you can take out the results of that subproblem and reuse that. Okay, last point. Finally, the solutions of overlapped subproblems are combined in order to get the better solution for that complex problem. So at the end, the solution of these overlapped subproblems are combined in order to get the better solution for that complex problem, which means the solutions of all these subproblems are combined and calculates the result of main problem. So this is the basics of dynamic programming. Okay, let us see one example for the dynamic programming, that is Fibonacci series. What do you mean by Fibonacci series? This Fibonacci series generates the subsequent number by adding two previous numbers. By using this Fibonacci series, we will get the subsequent number by adding two previous number. Okay, let us take the initial values 0 and 1. Okay, Fib 0 is equal to 0 and Fib 1 is equal to 1. Okay, here one condition is given, that is Fib n is equal to Fib n minus 1 plus Fib n minus 2. This is the condition. So if you want to calculate Fibonacci series for 8 digits, n is equal to 8. Okay, the output you will get like this. So what is the definition? Generate subsequent number by adding two previous numbers. Okay, so these are the initial values. Add these two values, 0 plus 1, 1. Next add these two values, 1 plus 1, 2. Next add these two values, 1 plus 2, 3. Next add these two values, 5. Next add this, 8. Next add these two values, 13. See here, n is equal to 8. So if you want to calculate the Fibonacci series for 8 digits, you can write like this. Okay, See here, fib n is equal to fib n minus 1 plus fib n minus 2. This Fibonacci series is generated by using this condition. Okay. So how will you check this condition? If you want to find out the Fibonacci series for 8 digits, you will get the output like this. Okay. 8 digits means 0 to 7. Okay. The digit starts from 0. So 0 to 7, that is 8 digits. So this Fibonacci series satisfies this condition. How will you check this condition? See here. Suppose you want to calculate the element of 5th position. How will you write? Fib n. N means what? N means 5. Okay. Position. You have to write the position. Okay. N is equal to 5. So fib 5 is equal to fib n minus 1 means 5 minus 1 plus fib n minus 2 means 5 minus 2. So fib 5 minus 1 means what? Fib 4 plus fib 5 minus 2, fib 3. Okay. So see here, which number is stored in the index position 4? 3. Next, which number is stored at the index position 3? Index position 3, 2. Okay, 2. So 3 plus 2, 5. So in 5th index position, we have to calculate these two elements. And that is 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Next, if you want to calculate 6th element, right? N is equal to 6. Fib 6 equal to fib 6 minus 1 plus fib 6 minus 2 is equal to fib 6 minus 1 means fib 5 plus fib 6 minus 2 means fib 4. See here, which element is stored in the index position 5? 5. Okay. Plus which element is stored in the index position 4? 3. So 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. So for 6th index position, we have to calculate the previous element 3 plus 5, that is 8. So this is the way you have to calculate Fibonacci series by using this condition. Okay. If you want to generate Fibonacci series for 8 digits, you will get this output. But if you want to generate Fibonacci series up to 10 digits, n is equal to 10, how will you generate Fibonacci series? Write the steps for Fibonacci iterative algorithm. Okay. Iterative means what? Iterative means set of statements repeated again and again in the same program, that you call it as iterative algorithm. Okay. So now let us write the steps for calculate Fibonacci series for 10 digits using dynamic programming approach. Okay. First give the initial values. F0 means 0. F1 means 1. Okay. These are the initial values. Okay. 0, 1. Write step 1. Print the initial values. First you have to print the initial values. Okay. Initial values what? 0, 1. So you have to print 0 and 1. Okay. Next step is calculate Fibonacci. Fib is equal to F0 plus F1. F0 means what? 0 plus F1 means 1. 0 plus 1 is equal to what? 1. Print that value of fib. So which value? 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. You have to print 1. Okay. So next step is you have to assign this F1 value to F0, this fib value for F1. Which means, what is the value of F1? 1. You have to assign this F1 value for F0. So now F0 value is what? 1. Next, you have to assign the fib value for F1. Fib value is what? 1. So you have to assign that value to F1. So F1 is 1. Okay. Next, print the addition of new F0 and F1. New F0 and F1 means what? This one and this one. So add these two values. 2. So 1 plus 1, 2. In 5th point, go to step 3. Step 3 means assign for F0 is equal to F1 and F1 is equal to fib. Now you have to assign the F1 value to F0 and fib value to F1. Okay. What is the value of F1 now? 1. So you have to assign this value to F0. 1. And fib value is what? 2. Okay. So you have to assign this value to F1. Okay. Then see the next step. Print the addition of new F0 and F1. Okay. New F0 and F1, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. So our next Fibonacci series number is 3. Okay. Again go to step 3. Assign the F1 value to F0 and Fib value to F1. So F1 value is what? 2. So assign this value here. Okay. 2. And Fib value is this is. Assign this Fib value to F1. 3. So 2 plus 3, 5. So our next output is 5. Next again go to step 3. Next again assign the F1 value to F0, Fib value to F1. So this value is here, this value is here. 3, 5. 3 plus 5, 8. So again write here output 8. Next again go to step 3. Here 5. This is 8. 8 plus 5, 13. So this is the next value. Okay. 13. Next again go to step 3. Assign this F1 value to F0, 8. Assign this Fib value to F1. Again print the addition of new F0 and F1. 8 plus 13, 21. So here write 21. Again go to step 3. 13, 21. 13 plus 21, 34. Write here 34. See here, you have to generate the Fibonacci series for 10 digits, okay, which means 0 to 9, okay. 0 to 9 means index positions are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 0 to 9, okay. We have to find out the Fibonacci series for only 10 digits, okay. So write the Fibonacci series for 10 digits only, okay. So this is about dynamic programming and Fibonacci series. I hope you understand. Thank you, students.